Welcome back to another Extra Time Football post-game recap. This time it's for Ecuador and Ivory Coast. After the game just ended, it ended in a 1-0 win for Ivory Coast right there at the end. Late game winner. This game could have gone either way, It was tied for the most of it, up 0-0 to the end, and I did believe it was going to end like that until that late game stunner came from Ivory Coast. A tie would have been more than well deserved for both of these teams. They both played great. This is one of those 0-0s that you're like, okay, you know what? It was a good game either way. It's not one of those that it was just a snooze fest or it was boring throughout the whole game. I keep going back to Qatar and Switzerland being as the most boring one still. That one had 2 goals to it. Yeah, one of those was literally at the end of the game, but still had 2 goals. This game had a lot of excitement. Both teams hitting the woodwork. Ecuador hitting the woodwork twice in the first half, and then Ivory Coast once in the second half. And yeah, it seems to be the same, the same post too. That side just didn't look like they wanted the ball to go in, at least for the majority of the game. But hey, the dagger was broken at the end with an Ahmad goal. The late substitute from the Manchester United player there, he came on. Overall, as I was mentioning, great game from both sides. It was a lot of back and forth, back and forth. Really like Diamante there for the Ivory Coast. He was really making things happen. He was very key and instrumental in helping that build up for Ivory Coast. He was fundamental in creating most of their chances. Same for Ecuador over there with Yeboah. Yeboah was constantly on the attack, trying to make things happen for Ecuador, shot after shot. I believe he's the one that had the most shots for Ecuador. Caicedo played an important part in the midfield. I know Fofana and Kessie both were carded, but they did the dirty work that they had to on their side of the midfield as well. So both midfields played great. They really controlled the tempo and controlled the game for both sides. My standout as the MVP of this game will still have to be Diamante. He played an amazing game again. This game ran through him. At such a young age, he was really, the World Cup moment, the lights are a little bit too bright for a lot of players, especially when they are younger. You could tell that was not affecting him. He was not afraid to go and take on defenders one-on-one or one-on-two in certain occasions. He was just very active, very agile with his dribbles, and I could see this man making a big summer move once the World Cup ends, once it concludes. I know that he plays over there in Germany. He might make a move over to a bigger club, or some teams might wait for another summer for him to get a more first team experience. But from what I've seen from him, he's convinced me enough. I think he's ready for the move. It looks like he wasn't faced by the lights of the World Cup. Played a great game. I know he's not the one that got the goal or the assist, but he was still very fundamental in this game. That late game winner, what a goal too. Like, I know it's nothing too stunning, but to have the composure to finish like that and put it where he put it, bottom right to the keeper, and it's just the composure having in that late moments of the game to win it for your country. And yeah, Ivory Coast takes it 1-0. Ecuador is going to have a lot to back up to get back into the top spots. I believe they play Curacao next after what we just saw Germany do to them. Ecuador is going to have to do the same thing, make sure that the goals come in plenty so that they can accommodate themselves well, even if they can't get that second place spot. Maybe sneak in through that third place position, which I have my own opinions on that. I'm not been a fan as of yet of including that third place spot for 8 out of the 12, for 8 teams out of the 12 groups. It does seem to be making a lot of teams be comfortable with playing with the draw, at least in the first couple games. But hopefully that changes overall going into game 2. And teams should start playing a little bit more, hey, we need to win our games regardless, so that we want to be in the top spot. We don't want to be comfortable with third. We might edge out a second place, but we want to be fighting for that top spot. But overall, Ivory Coast and Ecuador game, great game. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for tuning in for another one on Extra Time Football. Please like and subscribe if you did enjoy the content, and I hope to see you again soon on the next one.